What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy, and I'm coming to you today from my own personal training studio, Iron Bear Fitness. Look at that bear. It's just this colossus arm. Anyways, guys, what I'm coming to you today, though, is not about my gym. It's about the state of the T9A, okay? I was tagged in a post not too long ago by Hermanard, all right, about how he is afraid to bring back stuff from the ONG book, and I'm not excited, or I don't give a fuck, or I don't care, or whatever. Excuse my language. I don't really give a fuck, actually. I'm gonna swear a lot. Anyways, and when I started reading the post, I stopped reading the post because it's a lot of back and forth toxicity. Not only the toxicity, but it's also a lot of good comments get muddled in with a lot of shitty comments, or people. Everybody has a different perspective on how this game should be played, right? But the post is T9A dying? What can they do to save it? Whatever. And one thing that I saw a post by Jeff Parkhurst. And by the way, today is Friday. I'm going to Buckeye Battles tonight with my brother, but I had to get my workout in before I go. But so I'm going to see Jeff Parkhurst in probably later on today, right? But Jeff Parkhurst put up a post talking about how certain events, Adepticon, Buckeye Battles, there used to be 100 people. There used to be more than 100 people coming. That he actually had to tell people, well, I only got like 4 slots left, and then once it's filled, right? Now he barely gets 40, okay? And there's a couple things that people are like, oh, the game's dying, the game's dying, the game's dying. I talked to another friend of mine who was like, the game's dying. I have people in the Juice crew who are like, oh, I'm gonna wait till Old World comes out, or another game comes out, or hey, this game's dead. So here's my perspective on it, right? It comes down to visibility, competition, elitism, and fun, okay? And what I mean by visibility is the game is only going to be as popular as long as it's around. And if it's around and there's more people to see it, then more people are going to be curious and be drawn into the new hobby, right? What brought me into this hobby? Fantasy miniatures. That simple. Fantasy miniatures. I didn't care about tactics. I didn't care about playing a game for, can I beat you in every possible which way? No. What got me into this game was fantasy miniatures, okay? So that is the number one, I would say, flaw of this system, is there's no company that is the fantasy miniature company for this game, okay? So that goes into visibility. If people aren't seeing fantasy miniatures, how are they seeing this game? Now, there's a good majority of people who have told me they came to this game because they saw my videos, okay? And they were interested in the hobby because of my videos. I am one YouTuber, okay? There was other YouTubers back in the day. Once Bitten, Lord Tremendous. They're still Skaven in AZ. Besides that, there's a bunch of newer guys coming out that haven't really hit their stride yet. But you guys should check out my friend Urkin Ork. I'll put the link down below if I remember to. But that's my boy Lucas. There's YouTubers who have a passion for the game, passion for fun, passion for excitement, right? And that's why people say, hey, I got into this game because of your passionate battle reports, right? So, visibility, okay? YouTube is one way to be visible. YouTube is one of many ways to be visible. The playing in stores is another way to be visible. What's happening, and I've noticed this in Buckeyes right now, is there was obviously the pandemic. Pandemic caused a lot of people to not even be able to go to tournaments. Pandemic possibly cost some people their lives, right? And pandemic has brought out people who have a phobia of being in person nowadays, okay? So the pandemic has caused several reasons for people not to want to go out, all right? I was one of those people that as soon as the pandemic happened, I was saying I'm not going to a tournament because there is no tournaments, and since there is no tournaments, do I want to just play an online game to keep basically myself sharp? You know what I mean? And the answer was no. So a lot of players, this is going to go back into the fun scenario. But a lot of players would love to play a game in a tournament setting and win or lose, because not everybody goes there to win, okay? Some people go just to play, to have fun, all right? And with the online play, if there's low visibility. I'm going to tell you right now, if I did not play 9th Age from like the get-go, from the start, and I didn't find out through friends about Universal Battle, I would not have played Universal Battle or Warhol, whichever one you guys are playing, right? And if I don't know about it, how would I know about it? Do you understand? And how would I connect the dots that this is a miniature fantasy game to a computer game? And I understand that we have that on the forums. Not everybody's directed to the forums. Again, it goes back to visibility. Not everybody knows about the 9th Age because, again, it's not in stores. It's not in, where people could see. I went to the Dice Dojo to fight my brother in a game that came out a couple days ago, maybe. And that game specifically, we said, there was a guy who showed up and he was just like, "Oh, what are you playing?" This might have been the game against Lucas, but either way, this guy's like, "Oh, what are you playing?" And I was like, "The 9th Age." And he goes, "Oh, I had Warhammer figures from 4th edition." And I'm like, "Well, basically it's Warhammer. It's just, changed up, blah, blah, blah. It's a fan-made game, whatever." And I directed him to it. And if he follows up with it, great. If he doesn't, he doesn't, right? But the point is, if I didn't play in the store, that one individual, who was actually from the UK, who just happened to be at the Dice Dojo that day, would never have known. So, with that being said, on the other end, the people who do know, people are going to whittle down their hobby times. People are going to probably get busy with life. People are going to have, in my case scenario, deaths in the family, or people who are sick, or whatever, freaking businesses changing, whatever. Things happen in real life that cause them not to play, and if they're not playing, that's one less person at the tournament, and that happens on a big scale. That happens to a lot of people everyday life. They want to get back to the hobby. Well, how can they get back to the hobby? Because they're dealing with shit. In the meantime, we should be introducing new people into a game, this game, okay? So that goes back into visibility, okay? So the second thing I said, besides visibility, just reiterate, there should be YouTubers. There should be people who are promoting the material. There should be people promoting it in the stores. There should be miniatures that are promoting 9th Age. And it's real simple. I know Avatars of War started it, where they're like, just started putting on their website, like, these are good for 9th Age. That was great. We need more of that, all right? Second is competition, all right? Real simple. Old World said they're coming out, and I've noticed a drop in people who are just like, fuck 9th Age, I'm gonna play Old World, There's gonna always be other games, okay? And this is true for any system, any game, anything, right? If you have a product that is a superior product, it doesn't matter what competition comes out, okay? And that is probably the number one thing that most people are bitching about in that section of the forums, is trying to make the product a superior product, okay? They're complaining about rules, they're complaining about, little tidbits and, it was better when the game was like this or like that, because they want a superior product, okay? And I'm saying it, there's always gonna be people bitching left and right, but if you make the game fun, which goes back into the last point, it doesn't matter. The game, people are gonna enjoy the superior product, and they don't really care about these other games coming out. They will always fall back to the superior game, and that's the truth. If you're gonna start seeing people pick up in, how do I put this, in other games, if 100 or 200 people are playing another game, and only like 20 or 30 people are playing this game, there's a reason for that, okay? 3 is elitism, okay? And this goes back to my earlier point. Elitism is something I didn't even think about right when I was gonna make this when I was gonna make this video. I wasn't thinking about elitism at all until this shit happened to me yesterday, right? And the thing is, I haven't played in 2 years. I'm excited to play. I'm fun. I'm pumped to get to Buckeye battles, all right? And what ended up happening is I'm like, all right, I send in my list. Oh shit, you know what? I want to play something closer to ETC, right? But I asked Jeff Parker. Jeff Parker says, talk to some of the guys from Team USA. If they have a problem, then no, that's fine. It's fair. I'm going to ask normal. What ends up happening is I'm not even going to go into details, but I get there's a barrier, all right? There's a barrier of elitism. There's people who I hope that's recording because that just bugged out on me. But there's a certain group of people that want to play this game so hardcore, and it's fine, but they want to play the game so hardcore that it turns off a lot of other people. I know for a fact that Luke Nichols said he doesn't want to drive with us to Buckeyes because he doesn't want to spend a whole day driving or half a day driving just to deal with toxic people, right? And I know that it exists. I know that, I run into people. I know I get competitive. I know that for a fact. But people who have a toxic attitude drive away other people who are just trying to get into the hobby, who are just trying to have fun. Honestly, it changed my perspective of wanting to go this weekend. I am still excited to go this weekend. I'm going with my brother, going to have fun, going with my girlfriend, and I'm just going to have fun, right? Regardless, because I'm better than that. But it immediately was like, oh yeah, I have to deal with this bullshit. You know what I mean? And once I have that mindset, it's like, do I want to play these opponents? Do I want to play this guy? Because there's certain people who have this elitist mentality and they drive away the fun. And that's my last point. My last point was fun, right? And the fun basically kind of goes through the whole gist of it. If we have visibility, if we have cool minis, if we have people who, even the rules specifically are more fun. And I know for a fact, that's what Herman Ard said. Herman Ard said there's people who play the game for role play and there's people who play the game for math, all right? And nobody wants to just play math. If you guys want to play math with number generation, you can play any fucking dice game. Any dice game. It's the rule set, it's the themes, it's the armies, Joe Getzy, he's playing Orc and Goblin list right now. He's playing Fergus round 1 in Buckeye Battles tomorrow. He's playing with a list of everything's random generated movement, right? Will that list be viable when the new Orc and Goblin book comes out? I don't know. But you know what? Joe always tries to come up with stuff that is fun. You know what I mean? And that's how he plays. If he wanted to play with math, he wouldn't play an Orc and Goblin army. But fun should be the number one thing. And if we were to basically, have books that have fun elements, the math shouldn't matter. It shouldn't, and I know for a fact that the changes, the nerfs, that's too powerful, that's whatever, however you guys bitch, you guys always justify, and I'm talking to the people who make the books, okay? You guys always justify every fucking reason why, that's too powerful. You know what? That's why there's a point cost. Something's too powerful, make it worth more points. Something's not as powerful, bring it down in points. And it's that simple. It's really that simple, because then now the person's dedicating their time and their points to this one powerful thing or whatever, and it may be able to be handled by one spell, or it may be able to be handled by a cannonball, or it may be handled by 100 goblins, who knows? You know what I mean? And it's like, if the person really wants to dedicate points to something, it shouldn't be removed out of the game because everybody wants to bring it. It should just be increased in points or decreased in points. All right, but I know that's just a couple things out of many, but that's my take on it. I would love to see this game system increase back to 100-man tournaments. I would love to see the tournaments return in the U.S. scene. I know that Wicked was running. I know Denver was running their Mountain Mayhem. I'm not entirely sure what was playing in the East Coast because I didn't see it online. But Buckeyes is still running. But besides that, there's been a lot, especially the Midwest, where I'm from. There hasn't been anything. There's no Windy City. There's no Corner Hammer. There's no any other tournaments. And I know that's just because, obviously, the Midwest scene has a rough time getting on their feet again. But I would love to see this turn into something special again, you know, and basically we need more visibility. We need more people into this hobby. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna finish my workout. I know I just spent 15 minutes talking and I just lost my pump, but I'm gonna get it right back. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy, and that's my take on it. If you guys have any comments, please leave it down below. Share it to the people who watch these, or I'm sorry, share it to the people who should watch these videos. We're not sure if they will watch the video, and if they do watch the video, they're probably just not gonna listen. That happens. It happened to me on other videos. Anyways, peace.